Hey, good morning. It's Jeremy Sutton, owner of Vivian Physical Therapy, creator and host of the Servant PT podcast. I help women 50 and over live a life full of health, family, and fun. So today I want to talk about Theodore Roosevelt. So Theodore Roosevelt was shot in the chest about, 10, 15 minutes before he was supposed to deliver a speech one time. And so obviously it didn't kill him. And he insisted on giving the speech before they took him to the hospital. So he had a broken rib and a bullet in his chest, and he gave an hour-long speech about President McKinley. So what? Over, 100 years ago. The point is, when Theodore Roosevelt was born, his dad told him that he had the brains to do whatever he wanted, but he lacked the body because he was a sick kid, all that kind of stuff. So he said, if you train your body and you have your mind, you'll be able to do whatever you want. So immediately he started training his body, and he lifted weights, and he rode horses, and he hunted and fished, and he did all this stuff. And so he became a great leader. And one of the skills that he had that made him a great leader was that he never gave up and he never quit. One of the stories they told was when he and another dignitary were coming across a river. The river was too deep for them to walk across, so Theodore Roosevelt just took his clothes off and swam, and expected the other dignitary to do the same. So he had a never give up attitude, and it's not political. It's just that's just what he was. He never gave up on anything, and he kept moving forward. And when he died in his sleep in 1919, I believe. And it said if death would have come for him when he was awake, it would have been a fight. So that's why he died in his sleep. There's a lot to be said about that. And, I think I would love to read a biography about him and really study on his life a little bit more. But when we want to do something and it gets hard, and because it always does, if anything worthwhile is going to be hard, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So when it gets hard, we have a couple of choices. We either give up or we keep going. And sometimes when we keep going, other people will say, "Hey, why are you still doing that? Why don't you stop? It's getting hard. You're getting older. Just go ahead and accept that you can't do things that you used to do anymore, and just sit down in your chair. Don't have your garden anymore. Don't go shopping anymore. Don't go to events with your grandkids anymore. Just stop and give up." Well, that's the opposite of what we need to do. One thing that I always struggle with as a physical therapist, and I always tell people is, people will come into me and say, my husband won't stop gardening. That just happens all the time. Or my wife won't stop going shopping, and it's like, you need to tell them to stop doing that because they're getting older, and they may fall, they may hit their head, they may die, whatever. Okay. So my first response is always to check and see if they're safe, and if I need to explain to them to use a cane or whatever, that's fine, I'll do that. But my second response and my gut instinct is always, why would we stop somebody from doing something that they love? If it is safe, why don't we stop them? And if it's not completely safe, I would rather, I'm just speaking for me now, I like to play golf. I haven't done it in a long time, but I love doing my podcasts and things like that, and I like playing with my kids. And so if it was a risk for me to play with my kids, I would rather take that risk than stop playing with my kids. I would rather take that risk than stop playing with my kids. I just would. And so if someone likes gardening or shopping or, working in a flower bed or whatever it is, why would I try to take that away from them? So be careful of people that try to take things away from you and try to tell you not to do things because you're getting older or whatever reason. Just be careful with that. And we all need to have that desire and that push that Theodore Roosevelt had. And we know there's people in society today that have it. And we probably all know somebody in our own circle that has that push and that desire. So just look to those people and know that really the only thing that stops you is you. That's really it. there's nobody that can stop us other than ourselves if we have that God-given purpose and we know what we're supposed to be doing. So don't let anybody stop you. Just keep moving forward, keep pushing on it, and keep looking to God for guidance, and you can accomplish those goals. And find people that believe in you and don't hold you back. There's certain people that I know not to tell my hopes and dreams and my plans, because there's always a reason why it can't happen. And so I know I don't tell those people those things. There's certain people that I tell things, and whatever I say, they're like, yeah, you can do it. And that's good too. But, just keep moving forward. Y'all have a great day, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow.